Forgiveness sets me free. Forgiveness starts with me. Wherever I go, whatever I know, forgiveness sets me free. I forgive someone right now. I may not know just how to begin to let go, so I let love show me I forgive someone right now. Let's forgive the world today. As we forgive the world, we say it opens our hearts, it works from the start. Let's forgive the world today. Forgiveness is the love that I send. Forgiveness leaves me nothing to defend. Forgiveness always gets me to the end of what I thought I knew to be true. What brings me pain may not be true, and it may not be you. I forgive myself inside. I know that love will guide me, for no matter the sin, there's a place to begin. I forgive myself within. So I begin to let love in right now.
Thank you, Christopher Fritchie. It's so good to see you and hear you. And hello to everyone tuned in on Zoom or on Facebook Live or on any of the other platforms you're watching and listening from. We have a wonderful service for you today. Our music gifted to us by Amy Bishop, Cricket, and Tom Yanes. And our affirmative prayer is by practitioner Jeff Basham, who is also the co-creator of our virtual online prayer chapel, which I will tell you about later on in the service, a place where you can get one-on-one confidential prayer with a trained prayer practitioner. Now, if you're visiting with us for the first time, welcome. We're so glad you joined us. And to find out more information about our center, we have a beautiful, newly redesigned website that we encourage you to visit, www.cslsr.org. At the Center for Spiritual Living, Santa Rosa, we are guided by a vision of a healthy, loving world community. We call that vision the Global Vision. Each week, we read a portion of the vision to remind us of what is guiding us. Please read with me this week's portion. We see a world where resources are valued, cared for, and shared, where communities are meaningfully involved in service to the world. Today, we will hear from one of our featured nonprofit partners, the nonprofit partner for April, Seeds of Awareness, which is a safe, confidential counseling service which has the mission to transform schools and communities by cultivating empathy, connection, and support. Typically, we would hear from our nonprofit partner representative in person. However, Because of the shelter in place, we've had to invite each nonprofit to make a short video. Seeds of Awareness made such a beautiful video that I'm going to play it for you as the introduction leading us into our time of silent reflection and heart opening. Now, if we were together physically at the center, at this moment we would be preparing ourselves by becoming aware of our breathing, settling down, and letting go of all other activities and distractions. And I invite you to do the same right now. I know that somewhere in between the music and the meditation and the prayer and the message is exactly what your heart is seeking for the next evolutionary step on your spiritual path. Welcome.
Hello, my name is Selena May, and I'm our director of our Mindful Training Institute at Seeds of Awareness. And on behalf of my colleagues and all of the communities that we serve throughout Northern California, we'd love to extend a huge thank you to all of the leaders and community members of the Center for Spiritual Living. We are so grateful for your generosity, for your kindness, and for your compassion, and for your desire to uplift communities and schools and individuals, especially in this deeply challenging time. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Our mission at Seeds of Awareness is to transform school communities by cultivating empathy, connection, healing, and mindfulness. We have counseling and mentorship programs in schools. We teach social emotional awareness and social skills, nature connection skills to those most marginalized, to youth, educators, school leaders, individuals. We also offer low fee, affordable counseling services in our holistic counseling centers in Oakland and in Petaluma. And it's through your generosity and through your deep intention to promote hope and healing that we are able to keep continuing to spread this work throughout communities in Northern California. One little practice I love to do with the children that I often support is I call it a heart blast. They love to do this, and we'd love to send a little heart blast to you. Our prayer is that it reaches every individual that contributes to the beautiful mission that we have here at Seed. So if you'd like to join me, you can place your hand on your heart if that feels good. And you might softly flutter the eyes closed for a moment, or just softly gaze at something in front of you. And for a moment, you might see if you can feel your heart beating. And as you feel your heart beating, you might feel that miracle of our life and the heartbeat of community and connection that we all share when we share this same united purpose of empowerment, healing, and love. And we might take a breath together here and out. And you might imagine the thousands of children, educators, school leaders, individuals that Seeds of Awareness supports, these webs of love and compassion and kindness, and trust that and feel that connection that we all have together with this shared purpose. Another breath in. And if your eyes are closed, you might flutter them open. And now, if you'd like, you can rub your hands together. And on the count of 3, we're going to send all of that love out to every person everywhere. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, Center for Spiritual Living. We are so grateful. Sending all of that love back at you. Peace.
There is only one, known as God, Spirit, the lover of all, the breather of all life. No matter the name that is used, it is wholeness, perfection, and an abundant power which knows only good. It encompasses all thoughts, all feelings, and all desires. Right now, this presence is effortlessly connecting us all. As I recognize that this presence is flowing through these words, I know that it too flows through every person hearing this prayer. Every activity taking place now is taking place within Spirit, which knows only good. I know for our time together today, a feeling of inspiration which guides us to experience this presence for good in our lives deeper than any which we've felt before. Between the music, the prayer, and the message, I know that each of us is lifted up, and that we feel the power of the universe holding us and healing all of humankind. I bless the many hands and hearts, each in their own space, who came together virtually to bring this service into our experience today. From the musicians to our senior minister, and each person behind the scenes, volunteering their time and giving their talents to our center. I rest in gratitude for all that is, and I release this prayer to the action of the spiritual law which makes our greatest good manifest in our physical world. Knowing that this is done, and with nothing left to do to make it so, we together say, and so it is. Good morning. I'm Jeff Basham, a prayer practitioner at the center. Please read with me today's affirmation from our Beyond 2020 Spiritual Vision book of affirmations. I rejoice that kindness is my true nature, and that my experiences in life reflect this nature more and more each day. And so it is.
always wish that I was cooler, that I didn't samba to the beat of my own heart, like the girls I worshiped back when I was a high schooler. A thinner thighed, higher cheekbone work of art, constantly worrying what people thought about me. Somehow scared they don't think of me at all. Happy to hover on the outskirts or a boundary. Just let me hang around, I promise to stay small. But I don't fit inside a box. I'll never fit inside a box. Round peg, square hole, I'm not your average Barbie doll, no. I don't fit inside a box. Not one size fits all. Always dreaming to be bolder, brighter, better, 'cause life is so much easier on the other side. But if I could write the 13-year-old me a letter, I'd say love yourself before the best of you has died. And maybe I could open up and show you all my devils, let you really see what lives under this skin. But I'm horrified on way too many levels just to even think of letting someone in, 'cause I don't fit inside a box. I'll never fit inside a box. Round peg, square hole, I'm not your average Barbie doll. I don't fit inside a box. Not one size fits all. Oh, ooh. I don't fit inside a box. I'll never fit inside a box. Round peg, square hole, I'm not your average Barbie doll, no. I don't fit inside a box. Not one size fits all. Oh, ooh. I don't fit inside a box.
Good morning, Santa Rosa. Our topic today is the path of the nonconformist, which reminds me of a study that was conducted many years ago across centers for spiritual living communities. And the purpose of the study was to identify, in part, what kind of person might be attracted to this particular New Thought movement. And as best as I can remember, the results of the study described you and me, people who are explorers, spiritual and mental explorers, people who don't necessarily fit in or care to fit in, although some of us do. People who sense that they are utterly unique human beings, but who also share something in common with all of creation. People who can't quite feel comfortable until they are at least trying to be as authentic as they can be in this life. I'm remembering about the first day that I spoke at the Center for Spiritual Living in Santa Rosa because I was terrified. I had not ever done anything like it before. In fact, I had no experience. I didn't have the stage presence of so many of the great speakers who had gone before me. So I sat there in the front row waiting to be called up on the stage, and I realized I had to have a chat with the presence within. It went something like this, if I can remember correctly. Spirit within, listen up. I don't know what I'm doing here. And frankly, I'm scared of making a fool of myself. But here is what I'm really good at. I'm really good at being me. So, I'll show up. I'll get up onto that stage and I'll open my mouth, and you better do something. Through me, I know you'll say something. You're going to reveal something through me, and I'm willing to be the vehicle for that. And I know that when I do that, I'll be being the very best me that I know how to be. Ever since then, I've tried to keep that in mind, that is my job, my only job, to be nothing more than what divine mind created. And for that to happen, I have to show up. Now, I wish I could say I've remembered that. I don't always remember that. Often I'm trying to fit in. Frequently, I'm trying to conform. I can be a rule follower. Even though what I believe for you and for me is that the Holy Spirit stamped a divine imprint on your soul and my soul, and that stamp is your life path. And it's unique. Yours is yours, mine is mine. And all the good you will ever receive in your life is on that path, not on mine, not on someone else's. Now, I am not talking about being predestined to do or be something. I'm talking about living your own life and not someone else's. I was always troubled by the idea of being predestined to do this or be this. I couldn't really relate that to freedom. How did that fit together? Besides, I used to be afraid that God's plan for my life would be something I didn't want, something hideous. Until science of mind taught me that God is a synonym for ultimate goodness. So the plan, if I can call it that, if ultimate goodness had a plan for me, it must be consistent with ultimate goodness. So it would be a plan that allowed for our uniqueness. It would be a plan that would make our hearts sing. And right now, in this world of ours, we are being called to think about what makes our hearts sing. Sing in such a way that benefits all, not just me. And I don't think there is only one thing that you and I can and must do in this world, and the divine has cleverly hid it away, so it's a puzzle and we're always longing for it. And that brings up the question then, so why don't we always know what our path is? Why don't we always know what is ours to do? And I think science's mind is about waking up to what lives in us so that we can discover our path. Waking up through the layers of conditioning and fear that stand between us and our best selves. Susan Scott, who coaches corporations, asks the question in her trainings, what is it that you are pretending not to know about this situation that your company is facing? And if someone should say, I don't know, she might ask, well, if you did know, what would it be? And that's the invitation, to stay with it. Don't shy away. Dip into the possibilities. Be creative. We can ask ourselves that question right now. What is it about the current state of the world that I'm pretending not to know? Or make it more personal. What is it about my past that I'm pretending not to know? I've been asking myself that question this week. I've been pretending not to know that my body, mind, soul needs better care, and that I'm ignoring serious messages of fatigue and discomfort. I've been pretending that some of the happenings of the world don't affect me and other people as much as they really do. I've been pretending that I don't know how much our spiritual community is being impacted by this shelter in place, emotionally, financially, physically. Or another way of asking it is, what is really going on for you? You know, beyond the official version of I'm doing great, beyond the I don't know, what is really going on for you? And to sit with that. Or a piercing way of asking the question is, what are you tolerating right now? That's good. You know, if your deep driving desire is to be kind and loving, but you're tolerating bitterness and sarcasm, then what you get is something that in the military is called ground truth. Now, ground truth refers to what is actually happening on the ground compared to the official intelligence reports. And so why is that important? Because for me to truly show up and be what the divine created me to be, for me to welcome what the divine is creating through me, I must be honest with what is really going on. Honest about when I'm tolerating, going along, conforming, compared to when I'm consciously choosing to show up authentically as me. So for me, it's been helpful to start with an honest question of what's going on in my life? What am I tolerating? And is that working with my life's path? You see, the topic today is the path of the nonconformist, and I wanted to build up to that because it seems to me that there are mixed messages in our culture about that. On one hand, stand out and be exceptional. On the other hand, which is sometimes the stronger hand, don't fool yourself that you can stand out and be anything. On one hand, be different and alive. On the other hand, don't rock the boat. A friend of mine was telling me about a neighborhood in a foreign country that he visited where all the houses were painted in the same color. And the city governance had passed an ordinance making it mandatory to use those certain colors when painting any house. Now, on one hand, I can see the aesthetics of that rule, and I do like to be a rule follower. And I do like to be part of the group. And on the other hand, something in me bristled. Ralph Waldo Emerson said something like, in our society, everything works against being an individual, and society is actually conspiring against those who dare to step out of line and think for themselves. And I think he went on to say that in order to be a full human, you've got to embrace that nonconformist part of you. Well, that's tricky. In today's language, I guess it means to be a whole, well-balanced being. You've got to step away from the crowd and be you. Now that's great advice. And if you've ever tried to move away from the crowd, you've probably encountered the sheep herders. You know, the ones who brought us back into line. What are sheep herders? Well, they range from our own fears to our own need to belong, to our own absence of motivation. And so some of us decide when we meet the sheep herders that to conform is just plain easier. It's easier to blend in and get in line. You know, take refuge in everybody thinks that way, so it must be so. And to be fair, sheep herders can be both inside us and around us, ready to prod us back into line. And wherever the sheep herder is, Sometimes they use comparison, ridicule. Why aren't you more like your brother? Why aren't you happy with the things everyone else is happy with? You can't make it in life doing that. How about this? You're strange, or whatever it is. You know, there have been a great number of spiritual and social leaders throughout history. History has shown us major nonconformists going against conventional opinion of their time. Jesus, Krishna, Buddha, Mother Teresa, Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King Jr. Somebody once shared their opinion with me. They said that we secretly hate the ones we admire. On one hand, we love to lift them up and celebrate the courage that they have for being different. And on the other hand, we start to loathe them, hate them for having the courage we didn't have. So we either assassinate them, or at least we like to see them taken down, to fail, so we can relish in sharing the message that took them down. Now, I didn't like the story that my friend shared with me, even though I saw traces of my own behavior in that. Why do I think nonconformists are not liked sometimes? I think it is because of the message they live. They often tell us the very things we don't want to hear. And that is that we are just like them, that we have the same authority they have, that we have the same possibility they have, and that we are in contact with the same spiritual power they are, that we have the same obligations they have. And that is to show up. Here is the message I associate with nonconformity. Be exactly what the divine created you to be. Positive, creative, caring, sharing, compassionate, including, and possessing a unique talent that is never, never, ever, never going to be repeated in all of time again. I don't know if you think of yourself in this way. Maybe this is a new idea for you. It's a new idea for me every morning. And what if this is the spiritual truth about you, that your life is literally a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be yourself and to give what you have to give to the world? And if it is, then it would become very important for you to set your own course in life, a course that is steeped in spiritual values, such as inclusion, love, compassion, kindness. I believe that another reason the path of nonconformity is not chosen is that many people who choose it know something, and that is that they might very well have to face rejection, possibly even ridicule. They may have to come to terms with living without the approval of society and friends. And at some point, they face having to stand totally alone on their path. From my experience, though, if you can stay strong through all of that, the payoff is immense, because you gain a sense of power and authority that conformists can never know. You stand on ground that you yourself have hardened. You faced rejection and survived. You know your power because you've encountered your weaknesses. That's why nonconformists are so compelling and powerful. To me, they possess something precious, total and complete inner authority. They possess self-respect. I was a conformist as a child, so afraid to stand out any more than I already did. I was often told what a weird kid I was. So whatever any authority figure told me to do, I basically did it. But that wasn't my true nature. So there came a point when the real me was so bottled up that I went completely to the other extreme. So whatever anyone told me, I did the opposite. Authority figures did not have a good time with me. And as a result, I did some stupid and dangerous things. Like if I was told to wear a mask, I wouldn't. But it didn't work for me. See, I did not know then what I have learned through science of mind now. There is a huge difference between being a rebel and being a nonconformist. A rebel is reactionary. And when I'm reactionary, I'm not deciding my own course. I'm not following my own ideas. I'm just reacting to others. If someone says go left, I go right, just because. A nonconformist, rather than being reactive, is proactive. They observe the choices other people are making and then make their own conscious choice to take the path that is most in harmony with their inner life, even if that is different from where everyone else is going. And there's no hostility in their decision. A nonconformist knows how to act for and with the greater good without ever losing a sense of self. When I understood the difference, things changed for me, and I was able to start making myself question what is really going on with me, what is reactionary, and what is really calling. I was able to start letting reactions fall away, letting all the blame and reasons fall away, letting everything be still, and ask, what have I been pretending not to know about my life right now? Here's a thought. God, the creative genius of the universe, the supreme artist of creation, does not use a cookie cutter to make you. Everything it makes is a one-of-a-kind. Everyone and everything it makes is an original. From its unity, it creates diversity. And each one of us holds one unique piece of the puzzle of life. And when we put them all together, the pieces give a whole and beautiful picture. My life is my life and your life is your life. So my job and your job is the same then. To find the courage to show up and let that out. Let it express in the most beautiful, beneficial, healthy, creative, cooperative way. In a world that right now needs your clarity, strength, and help. Here's what's going on in my life, part of it right now. It would be lovely to have the approval of the world right now. I would love all people in the world to have the same rights as everyone else. Like you, I would like everyone to think I'm just wonderful all of the time. I would love to have the agreement of all of the people in my county. I would like all of the people I love to love me back just the way I want them to. And I'd like a standing ovation every time I appear anywhere. But I don't have that. Not really. I could be reactive, but no. Because what has become more important to me than having the world's agreement and approval is developing my own honest, humble approval of what the divine created in me. And it has created in me a strong desire to cooperate and help this world. Not out of conformity, but out of love. And more important than having the respect of my colleagues or peers or everyone. More important is looking in the mirror every day and knowing that I'm making the choices for my life that are honorable and as conscious as possible. And I'm forgiving myself when I don't. And I start again every day. You know, every time I have edited who I am to gain someone's approval or denied what I really believe in, fearing that someone else might not agree, something inside of me shrinks. I invite you to join me for this moment of prayer. I know that the universe is a perfect intelligence guiding everything. I know that even when it doesn't appear that way, it is true. And so I stay loyal to that. I believe that the divine is an intentional creator. And so I let myself be aware of myself as being in this life for a reason. I'm here to be what the divine created me to be. Nothing more, nothing less. And so I surrender what other people want me to be. And in so doing, I open up to what this perfect divinity, the universe, created in me. So in this prayer, I surrender any agenda that is different from the will of the divine, which means to bring a greater good into the world. I release any and every need and obsession I may have had in my past that is trying to urge me to be anything different from what I truly am. And in this way, I embrace the unique holiness that lives in me. Today, I have the courage to step out of fear and to follow the path of wisdom within. I do this, and I know this, so that I may access my compassionate heart and be guided from within to love and to serve the world, to take my place in the community of beings as a bright light of spiritual love. And so it is. I invite you to take a deep breath in with me and to sigh as we make the transition to that part of our service today where we support our center financially. I ask that you add to your support of our center your prayers and affirmations. If you would like to make a donation today, it's very easy to do so, and we welcome it gratefully online at our donation portal at www.cslsr.org. Or if you prefer to send in a physical check, please do that to our physical address and we'll be able to pick that up. The staff and I miss you, and we are filled up with gratitude for the support in words, the cards we've received, the messages, the emails, and the financial support. Thank you. The Center for Spiritual Living is us.
Take a breath, take a breath.
And now it is time for our community announcements. All the information contained in these announcements is available on our website at www.cslsr.org. Our Youth and Family program is returning on Zoom thanks to our director, Susan Robinson, who is helping to make classes available online for ages 4 to 7 and also from ages 8 to 12 to assist families who may be finding themselves needing some spiritual inspiration while they are working from home and also homeschooling. So please contact Susan Robinson at her email address here on the slide if you would like to know how you and your family can benefit from our Youth and Family program online.
Hi, I'm Laura Hutchins. I'm a student at the Center for Spiritual Living. I'm studying to try to make my life make more sense and be a greater blessing on the world. I enjoy taking classes at the Center for Spiritual Living in Santa Rosa, and I'm enjoying taking an ongoing class currently, Advanced Spiritual Living, on Zoom. The format works for me. I'm blessed to have internet and a computer at my home, and I'm able to continue my learning. I've used Zoom in other venues at the California State University, and I think it's going to become a bigger part of our lives. So I'm thrilled to learn new skills, new computer skills, as well as more spiritual practices. And I love the wisdom that I gain from being in a community with a variety of people, a variety of spiritual traditions, a variety of lived experiences, socioeconomic groups, and diverse peoples. Center for Spiritual Living online classes have been and continue to be a blessing in my life.
If you would like to know how to register for our online classes, or if you have questions about the online classes, go to our website and you will see this picture with the coffee cup, and you see the arrow below indicates that there is a link where you can click and it will take you to all of the information about our classes, how to register, what the registration timeline is, and there is also a link on our website to our Linda Almeida in our education ministry, who can answer any questions you have about our online classes. If you would like to pray with somebody one-on-one today, you can do that in between services in our virtual prayer chapel called the Virtual Grinton Chapel. You would exit this meeting and log on to the new online Grinton Chapel. That information is on our website, and also you can find a whole list of resources for spiritual support. You can call somebody at any time to be prayed with. You can listen in to a pre-recorded inspirational message and prayer. You can have a virtual hospital or home visit, and you can also receive grief support. Sunday evenings is an opportunity to get together with an intimate group of people discussing spiritual ideas. This evening's topic is a whole new world, co-creating with the divine designer. That's 7 p.m. tonight with practitioner Peggy Weber. Meditation is an important part of our spiritual practice, and we have created online meditation experiences for you, Wednesday evenings, Saturday mornings, and also there is the monthly World Peace Meditation that takes place on the last day of every month. We are coming to the conclusion of our lunchtime learning sessions online with Zoom, but you can still join in for this last one on April 29th. That's noon, 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock on Wednesdays, and it's with Reverend Tara Steele and ministerial intern Lawrence Edwards. Other ways to stay connected with your spiritual community include the third act with Reverend Joyce Kinsel. That'll be tomorrow, Monday at 1:30 p.m. We also have a Science of Mind 12-step group on Tuesdays, and there is a time to sit in stillness with Reverend Tara Steele on Thursdays at 11:45 a.m. Everything you need to know about how to stay connected, how to get support, how to register for classes, everything is available on our beautiful and newly redesigned website at www.cslsr.org. Make a habit of visiting there. Information is updated frequently. Take a moment and explore the whole page and give us your feedback. We'd like to know how you use our Center for Spiritual Living Santa Rosa website. And if there is something incomplete in you, or if you cried yourself to sleep last night, or you have something that you wish to celebrate and amplify in your life, please do not miss the opportunity to have one-on-one confidential prayer with a trained prayer practitioner in our virtual Clinton Chapel. You would exit this meeting and then log on to the meeting that is listed in the link on this slide, or you can go to our website and find that information there too. And now, won't you know with me that something wonderful is happening right now? It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind, life is in my body, and life is in my affairs. I think it, I feel it, I express it, and I accept it just the way that it is, and just the way that it is not. Thank you, life. Know with me that you are never alone, that spirit is right where you are, that you have only to look within at any moment, to know that you are guided, sustained, and empowered by a presence that expresses itself through you in this world. In deepest gratitude, let us live our lives accordingly, so that in everything that we do and say and think, we honor the presence within. And so it is. Goodbye. I'll see you next week.
Hello, Center for Spiritual Living. Let's sing a little bit. Sing along if you know the words. Start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love. Love, 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 love. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, 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 joy. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel that sweet release of peace. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel that sweet release of peace. Peace, peace. Peace, 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 peace. I start my day with love. When I start my day with joy, when I start my day with peace, I feel that sweet